Oh yeah, let's go.
Right. And
Let's go.
live. There we go. All right, we are live. Hey, how's it going,
Hello.
everyone? Welcome to the midway through November anime podcast for Outpost 1018. How's everyone? Why don't we all introduce ourselves? I am Neo Tokyo.
It's supposed to be October.
Yeah, well, it's not, okay? It's just not.
Okay, we have an extra chromosome. It's okay. We all share that one around. Hi, my name is Girl Neko. Welcome to a shit show.
Hey everybody, it's Louis or Striker Red, and I'm getting over a cold that I caught last weekend, and I'm feeling fine right now.
Yo, it's RJ, also known as Baron. Not much with me other than schoolwork and a new addiction to New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas.
All right. So, for this month and a half, we have watched the Blue Gender compilation known as Blue Gender the Warrior. Now, Blue Gender is it's sort of this post-apocalyptic world where there's basically these insect-like creatures that evolve really quickly, that are slowly but surely destroying humanity, and they have and by the time we start the show, they have actually more or less conquered the Earth. And there's a space station up in space called Second Earth, and they send mechs down for and they're looking for what they call a sleeper, which is somebody who was put into cryostasis before the apocalypse event. So let's jump straight into. We're going to talk about the what?
When you said insects, I thought about incels.
All right. We know that
Sorry, this
Neko's
kind of thing.
head is truly in the right place.
Yes,
I don't know what
exactly.
you guys are on about, but like I could totally hear the insects going, "Hey, I'm a nice bug. How come these humans won't give me free food?"
Oh man, oh those bugs are supreme gentlemen, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's jump straight into anime. So the animation for the show, it can be a little bit grainy. I don't know if there's like any Blu-ray disc releases of this or what. I certainly couldn't find. I certainly couldn't find it in HD. But it it does have this sort of aesthetic to where everything everything kind of looks like a sort of grainy war footage. And it really fits quite well with the show. Uh, so I quite liked it in that aspect. You can see as some of these slides go by, there's a lot of sort of drab kind of color contrasting with some of the guys. There's a lot of gray. There's a lot of there's a lot of brown. But it's also not like a late 2000s piss filter. Um, it looks like the colors are. It definitely has. Oh, it has like very kind of mute. Uh, when colors appear properly, they really pop out.
Well, not to
It
mention the
does look
shit.
like a show from late 90s, mid like 90s,
Uh,
basically.
the
Yeah.
series came out in 98 to 99, and the movie came out in 2002.
Yeah.
So technically early 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Start the
we're
millennium.
looking at animation because the
Oh,
movie
yeah, yeah,
is a compilation.
Compilation, yes. Wait, didn't they do I'm pretty sure they retouched a few things here and there. Like
Mhm.
it's not just the same as TV show.
Yeah, yeah, for example, Juji's the main character's haircut in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I did notice that because I did like watch like half of the series at some point. I noticed they made his hair long for some reason.
Well, it's
They also
it's
changed his clothes. They also changed his clothes a bit because he Yuji was more casual before the cryostasis, and in the movie he looks like he was wearing what looks like swimwear or something similar to that.
I mean at the beginning,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of looked like
it looks like a cryosuit or something with the tubes and stuff. Because I mean, he was technically like frozen in like a water cryo chamber or something. So
Not really, not really a what. It wasn't really water, more like a dry cryostasis pod like in Futurama.
well, yeah, like
didn't wake up in the.
No,
not
no.
yet.
I'm
No,
just saying. I'm
he
just
woke up like 10 years.
20 actually.
Funny. Okay.
22,
Oh,
22 to be specific. He this takes part in the year 2031. So a
okay,
couple of years from now,
that's interesting.
so in the near future, we're gonna be invaded by bugs, and we're gonna have to duke it out, like in
So
Starship
people,
Troopers.
unironically, there were lots of eco fascists who were convinced that COVID was basically the blue, and as in the Earth is
The
tired
prophetic
of
virus.
humanity. Yeah, yeah,
The Earth is healing.
yeah, the whole like we are the infection and the Earth is finally responding, and like
Which,
that's the plot of Blue Gender because the Earth is a single organism and it's starting to see humanity as a disease.
well, he says that in the. It's not a spoiler, but he says that. But I don't think it is. Like, it's.
No, that's literally like what everybody agrees on for both the TV show and the movie. It's just the TV show poorly implemented the ending.
Okay, I
But
haven't watched the show,
mm,
to be honest. I
TLDR.
will.
Okay, TLDR. It's a lot like the mainline story for Contra, where it's explained that throughout the entire Contra series, the aliens are only attacking because the humans have done something. I.e., in their case, it was stealing a holy artifact from the aliens.
Okay.
But in the case of Blue Gender, it's humanity's been destroying the environment too much, and the Earth is basically weaponizing both humans and insects to wipe out the population.
Wait, slow down. There's a story in the Contra games.
Yeah,
Okay.
the PS2 game finally explains it. My point is, there's a similar, I don't know what the trope is, but i.e., the real big bad are the people running the show, and the main character and blah blah blah. They're all caught in the Crossfire.
You do know we're talking about animation right now, RJ?
No,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
But,
It's
like,
because he said
animation is
he
not.
said he brought up the B cells, and I needed to explain that.
Oh yeah.
That's what that is. That's basically the Earth being a single cell organism, and any humans or animals with the B cells can communicate with the Earth itself. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not in the film.
So, another thing to sort of note is how much of this, like a good chunk of it, is sort of like panning across a lot of like just like wasteland.
Mhm.
Well, and they'll sort of drive through them. Uh, what do you guys think about the mech design?
I love
It's
the mech design. That's the one thing that above everything in that show. See, I'm a big fan of like stuff where like like series or movies or games where you're fighting giant monsters, and like Starship Troopers, Monster Hunter, Lost Planet. But like the robots are more important to me. The mech are more important, and this nailed it. I like the mech design.
Uh,
eh,
yeah, they sort of have like a sort of open top, but they also have these masks over the faces of pilots. They kind of look like which
And
is kind of interesting. But
what
um,
they
go ahead.
what they look like is the same thing as what the monsters have with the So they have this opening in the like a mouth, right?
yeah,
And
the
something
core.
comes out of that thing. So the mech essentially is the same. Like it looks close enough to that. So again, going back to what you said about duality of those two things, blue gender and humanity. And I mean, I don't think it's good design, but sure, I guess. It's
I
surely not it's not a Gundam, that's for sure. It's not pet labor, although this is much closer
It
to the pet
reminds
labor.
me, the guy who worked on this worked on Votons, but honestly, it reminded me of the mechs from uh, Code Geass, and also frick, what was that show? It's on the tip of my tongue. Code Geass, and then man, you guys keep going. I almost I'm remembering it.
well, I
Oh,
found the
Full Metal Panic. Full Metal Panic. The frames from Full Metal Panic. Yeah,
Oh.
go ahead.
Yeah, but the problem with this mech is that this they called armored Shrike, which is like
yeah.
okay, it's like 20-foot humanoid mech, and it has wheels. Okay, the thing is, it's a stupid design because they have this head on top, right? And which has like an eye and all that stuff, but it also has the exposed head of the pilot, which is stupid.
I
Like,
didn't notice. I didn't notice it also has like a front roll cage.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, it's
like
more of
a
an armor, I guess, than anything else. But
Yeah,
but
still, like,
well,
you have a head of the guy completely exposed.
yeah,
Like,
and it's a
it's
tandem
just
too.
dumb.
And it's a tandem too. As in,
oh, some of
it's
them are
two-seater.
tandem, some of them aren't. Um,
Well, the new ones are closer to like traditional mech. So,
yeah, that is very good. You really shouldn't be designing like there's no reason to make like an armored vehicle that just has the head of the pilot exposed at all times.
That's like building a race car with a 3-point roll bar instead of a full cage.
yeah.
You're pretty much exposing yourself to anything and everything that's gonna happen when you crash. It really I found the designs to be a bit simplistic. Like they weren't as detailed as say like Gundams for the most part. but they do the job for what it's worth.
So, how about that Gore?
Eh,
Oh dear Lord.
I couldn't care less, I'll be honest. Maybe I desensitized with the whole thing, but like, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it's definitely doesn't look out of the place, but okay. I mean, sure. Like
I think
the moment when the eye socket popped and one of the characters getting
Yeah,
smashed, like
he's unmasking his buddy's mask or
corpse,
his helmet.
essentially.
Man, there's
And
a lot. There's some real
now
gore in that shit.
I have a question. How the hell that happened? Because like, did it melted inside of the helmet or something? Because like that's
I guess
just
the mask was thing.
yeah. But how the hell is that? Like, did that fluid from the things leaked or something? Like I
Oh,
don't. Whatever.
It might
there
just be that he got squished, and the fucked up thing is, if enough impact is done to your insides, it can burst out of your fucking mouth.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
but exactly. So it's like okay, I guess, but
yeah.
sure.
There's
I mean,
certainly like some eyeball, some intestine, stuff like that.
There's
But
also some head. There's also
it's
some headsets blowing as well.
it's not
It,
quite as something like the that scene in Angel Pop where
oh god,
that chick gets her entire
mauled.
head evacuated from her.
Yeah.
You see
Or it.
the brains just come out, and
Yeah.
there's nothing like that in the.
Or it doesn't look as gruesome as like what is it Schwarzenmarken or what is it Total Eclipse, where like all the characters being gay just like mauled down essentially.
and then there's the headshots. The headshots are just you pull a bullet in someone's brain and the head explodes. Okay, like where's the brain? And you
Well,
know,
the head, yeah,
Oh,
the
they don't
head
have a brain.
definitely explodes, but you tend to a lot of blood and eyeball.
and here's the thing. I noticed in some of the early episodes, it happens twice in two of the accidents. Like one of them falls to the floor and their head explodes. That has to be the most fragile skull I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, if you're going 50 cal on this head, like, come on, like,
No,
that's kind
I
of.
no, I meant during that one part with the truck accident.
Oh, oh, right.
oh yeah, he
Yeah,
just
right.
kind of like
So
taps the steering wheel or something. And
no,
it's
no, no, no. So the chick setting, I think it's like first 5 minutes of the film, 10 minutes or something, right? So the chick sits, uh, like in the wheel, right? She's a driver, and the earthquake happens and the earth shatters and the monster pops and she literally goes bonk into
oh yeah,
um
yeah.
into the front mirror, front shield, right? It ripples and stuff and her head just splashed. You're like, how? Okay, for one, how hard is that fucking shield has to be for that? And second, like, what, that that's not how it happens. It's like ridiculous.
Dude,
Yeah,
wait
well,
until
it
wait,
happens twice because it happens.
Oh yeah.
The other guy that was
oh wait until
Oh
you
yeah,
see the
yeah, yeah,
series.
yeah.
Wait until you see the part in the series because it goes one step further with someone else in the truck who also whose head also explodes by hitting the floor.
yeah, um, yeah. So a lot of the gore definitely seems to not happen like with a good like justified reason. It, it there are quite a few moments where heads like there was a contact fuse bomb, something. And yeah, that can definitely fit. So I do think for the most part, the Gore does have a tendency sort of help sell the quality of this wasteland of a.
Oh man. And then there's the core blast thing, which, let's be honest here, the cores legit look like assholes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't really like the bug design all that much.
It's boring. Like it's just
Yeah,
it's
agreed.
uninspiring.
Dude, I expected something with at least more detail. For example, I reviewed a Sega Genesis game a couple of years ago called Biohazard Battle, and the bugs were better designed than the bugs in this game. I mean, this series. And that's coming from a 16-bit game.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of things are lacking in detail, especially what a lot of mecha anime looked like at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to like you go some of the Gundams here, Gunbuster, Bubblegum Crisis, just to name a few, and most of the designs of really just about anything are a lot more than you. So the visuals go are real good at selling like how bleak and like brutal and unforgiving sort of post-apocalyptic world is. It certainly feels a lot cheap, a lot more lacking in than a lot of its contemporary. Let's move on to music and sound design. I, for the most part, quite liked the soundtrack. There was a lot of decent stuff in it. Notably, one thing that like really popped out to me is in one of the scenes, like hiking and trekking and whatever, the open desert. There's a track that really reminds me of Blank Banshee.
Oh wow. Actually, yeah, you're right about that. Good band, by the way. Good band. But I don't think it's that memorable to begin with because I cannot remember any song other than the closing OST because it's just not memorable at all. Like it's not bad. It doesn't take you out of the experience, but it's just not. It's not that good.
Well,
Yeah, like I'm gonna hop in real quick. Like the scenes where like they're facing off in like tense situations. Like when like Yuji is facing off like one of the blue genders directly while he's outside of his suit. It's the typical like 90s slash 2000s slash late 80s anime thing where you hear drums like dun dun dun, like it's like synth and drums to like oh it's a tense moment, and then the depressing bits also have generic depressing music, and it's just like yeah this isn't anything. Yeah, exactly what you're saying. It's not memorable. It's not bad, but it's not.
There's another track that I can think of off the top of my head, and it's basically a ripoff of a track from Ava.
Huh.
And that's like it's a scene. I think they were in the shuttle waiting to take off, and
Really?
there was this track that was just like high pitched piano note over and over again. Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding,
You know what?
ding.
Now when you mention it, yeah, it sure sounds like it.
Yeah, that was basically basically ripped off from Ava. Um,
Huh.
it's used for basically the same reason that Ava would. Except it kind of sounded a little. I think the recording was a little bit lower for, and I think it had a little bit more reverb or something. I it so that's another one that jumped out at me. It didn't really jump out at me.
It's not. Here's the thing. I did not notice soundtrack that much, which means, in my opinion, it's not bad. Like it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's just a soundtrack, but since you don't notice that, it does the job. It like it's supposed to envelop you in the atmosphere of the moment in the TV show or a film or whatever media we're looking at right now. And I mean, it does the job. So that's perfectly fine. Like it's
Yeah,
surfaceable, I should say.
yeah, it's good enough, but it's not like the how what would be
Oh
Evangelion.
no.
All right,
Oh no. Oh
um,
god no.
so yeah, there isn't too much more to really say about it, I guess.
There is an honorable mention I want to add regarding the soundtrack, and it's the series opening.
Well, this
It-
one, the film doesn't have the opening. It's just
well, in the series there is an
the
opening,
TV
and
show. Yes.
the ending riff sounds a bit like it's out of Metallica's "Enter the Sandman."
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like yeah, this riff that's gonna sound in the intro, it does remind you a bit of it. The ending is a bit like a ballad of sorts. You'll notice that when you watch the series.
Yeah.
We can, since we're on the subject of, or we could, we can do it when we talk about the characters. Fuck it.
Yeah. Actually, let's move on to the characters. Let's just up now. All right. So let's first talk about our lead, Yuji.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yuji.
Yuji Kaido. That's the guy is basically one of the sleepers, and he goes. He has this. How should I say this? He has this viral, not a viral, more like this illness, right? And he has to submit himself into a cryostasis sleep until they find a cure for it. 22 years later, little did he know he was going to wake up to a whole another world.
Yeah. It's I just don't really. He's bland. That's it. He's kind of bland. He's definitely a lot different from the rest of the cast in that he hasn't like grown up in this post-apocalyptic world. So his sort of views about about the world and what they should be doing are much more romantic than let's say Elaine. But just not I don't know, not that interesting. He is a grab ray personality. It just
Well,
isn't much.
I mean, in the later episode, well, in the later on in the story, he actually gets some character development.
But he gets some character development. The For one thing, the movie has this problem where it doesn't really it basically just has to like speed all the highlights, so you don't really get to watch much of the character. Um,
Yeah,
and
that happens. Yeah, that happens more in the series than the movie.
yeah,
And all right, so I'll drop this quick. Interesting enough, I've been watching both the English and the Japanese version, and the guy's voiced by Eric Bale, who is, well, I'm gonna drop it, but he is the voice of Sanji in One Piece in English dub, besides Future Trunks in Dragon Ball. Considering the fact that most of the voice actors in this series were actually from Funimation, with the exception of Lisa Ortiz, who plays Alicia Whistle in the series, but that's for another day. His Japanese voice actor, however, he does sound a bit more natural in comparison to the English version. In the case of Kenji Nojima, it's like if anyone has played, you know what? I'm not gonna say much about it, but there's a certain but the guy who shit. Let me say it like this: in the case of Juji, you could make a drinking game of all the times he starts shouting Marlene.
yeah, you'd probably die, uh, especially if you're watching.
Drink responsibly, people.
Or the
Just gonna say
series.
Yeah,
Oh no,
uh,
and the thing is, in the case of Juji, he means well. The problem is he has what it's called future shock, and that's normal. That's what happens when you wake up in the future. Everyone you know is dead, thanks to a post-apocalyptic nightmare scenario that looks inspired by Starship Troopers and with a little bit of Tremors mixed into it, with the worm in one of the scenes.
yeah, uh, yeah. No, I really don't think he's charismatic enough to sort of carry the series. He just he's just too bland. His personality, uh, his character development, his sort of backstory, and like the thoughts that he have, like none of it is particularly like interesting. Um, I I honestly found Marlene to be a lot more interesting. Let's talk about Marlene.
Oh yeah, that would be
I mean,
Marlene Angel, who is the female main character of the series, and basically she is a soldier. for second Earth. In fact, she's a good one at that. Like,
Yeah.
Among the deadliest.
yes, indeed, she is. She is actually one of the highest ranked, if not one of the highest ranked soldiers in the series as well.
And yet they put her on the well. I mean, I don't think it's a spoiler that much, but they put her on the court martial for a plot point reasons, and you're like, that's not how it happens, but I guess okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it just she yeah, it didn't really make. So Marlene at first is duty driven. She doesn't really seem to care about much else. And she's at the point where she doesn't even flinch, like when people that she's presumably known for a long time die right in front of her. So that's sort of what she's like at first, and slowly throughout the story, Yuji's time she sort of she becomes much more appreciative of life over time, and her personality is also like a lot more charismatic. Um, she doesn't have she's not like a loud character. She's kind of intro, but she does manage to command a certain amount of presence about her.
she's not really introverted as much. She's a stoic. Like, she has some stoic characteristics, and the reason why Marlene got court martial was because she was helping out Juji when he was wounded, and that was basically the reason why she got court martialed, because she disobeyed orders.
Well, that's not really disobeying orders, just that she effed up the mission. That's more like that happened. So,
Not necessarily. Well, not
well,
necessarily. I
yeah,
mean,
because like she didn't protect him as well as she could have. So that's kind of the point of it.
yeah.
Which is like he's still alive. So like, what is wrong with people? But
Well, I mean, it was
yeah.
used as an excuse. So there are a few more characters. Most of them, because we're doing the movie, not the show. Most of them, like stick around for very long. So you don't know them all that well. I think the only other character that's really talking about is Joey.
Uh, let me drop this real quick regarding
Yep.
Marlene.
Joey.
Marlene in the English dub actually sounds a lot more mature, and that's because, well, her voice actress is Laura Bailey.
Oh God,
Yes,
not her again.
yes, yes. We had to mention the fact
This chick is everywhere, basically.
yeah, she is Laura Bailey. Well, actually, it's actually. Yeah, consider that she was also one of the voice directors in the series and the movie as
Oh,
well.
well.
Well, she had to work on being the voice of Marlene, and well, let's see. I'll just say that she voiced quite a lot of characters. One of them being Alloy from Horizon Dawn, and what's her name? and B from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yep.
And in the case of, well, with all the respect to the Japanese actress, Hoko Kuwashima, who also voiced Yuria in the Hokuto no Ken games, or Ken's Rage. Well, Fist of the North Star Ken's Rage. And Kasumi in Dead or Alive. She sounds a bit more...
What the heck? Dead or alive?
For real, she's the voice of Kasumi in the Japanese dub of the Japanese version of Dead or Alive, dude. And of all things, Kie Kamado, as in Tanjiro's mother in Demon Slayer. Anyways, I would say that the English ones fits her a lot better than the Japanese, but that's more of a personal
not
opinion.
really saying much. Let's be real.
I mean, but the Japanese is more emotional, and because they take it a lot more seriously.
Yeah.
So let's
Well-
talk about Joey real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So Joey is sort of the main friend of Yuji early on. Joey is just a lot more personable, a lot nicer to Yuji, a lot more
Yeah.
understanding with him.
They actually form a friendship in a couple of episodes.
Not in
And
the film, because I have no idea who the hell you're talking about.
yeah, Joey is the dude with the red bandana who's
Oh, he
who
shows
trained.
for like 5
Yeah.
minutes and then dies.
That's the problem with the damn movie.
It's like, the hell is going on?
Never mind,
Yeah.
we're not talking about Joey. Let's move on. To
Yeah,
the plot.
because he shows up for one scene and then he's squashed, and that's it. Again,
Yeah.
the only character that they actually show is Marlene, the main guy,
And Seno Miyagi.
yeah, and Sen Miyagi, which looks exactly like a
It's
Hikari.
Seno Miyagi is we have Gendo at home.
Yes, Gendo Shinji at home.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
His
basically,
plan is exactly the same.
he even does the same pose as Gendo Ikari.
Well, except like Gendo has like this like master plan. He has like everything figured out, and he's going to like reset all of humanity. Whereas Miyagi is basically like, well, that doesn't work. I guess I'll kill myself.
Well,
Yeah,
Oh,
that happened.
his outcome in the series is a lot more different. I'm not gonna spoil it, but let's just say that it's related to a mutiny in the ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
So
they didn't show us.
let's talk about the plot. Like
Oh, you better-
this I'm kind of upset that I watched this movie instead of the series. And I knew that this is what it was going to be. Because like I've seen like one of the Gundam compilation movies before. And it has the same problem. And that is like this series is like 24 minutes per episode and like 26 episodes, right?
Yes.
And for the movie, for a compilation movie, they decided to only do one of them instead of 3 like Gundam. They condensed all of that down to an hour and a half. And
Yeah.
that is like it's worse than the Gundam compilation.
Look, let me put it this way. When people were bitching about Macross Frontier films, where there's like 2 of them, and they changed the story in the films, like, this is much worse. I'm just saying. Like, it's a lot worse than that. This one, characters, what's that? Do they have personality? I don't know. One wants to hop on the cock of the other. That's it. That's literally the plot of the story for Merlin. Like she wants him.
Everything happens like so fast. It's like it feels like you're watching the entire series in fast forward. There is no pacing. There is none. It's just everything just thrown at you way too quickly.
They just did the
They took the
ADHD.
They took the ADHD approach and straight up
No, they took all the quote unquote significant scenes by the judgment of probably director and a scriptwriter and just like smashed it. And it's like, that's not how it works. This is not how any of this stuff works.
Yeah. Okay. Like, characters need time to breathe. Plot points need explained. People need to like interact with each other. And we need to like spend time with them to get to know them and get to like them. And there's no time for them. Because they're taking something that's supposed to be 26 episodes, trying to and trying to condense it down to an hour and a half.
Yep.
Never going to
even the was it Code Geass had like what 3 films? Mind you, that show was a lot longer, but still,
like it worked well enough with like Madoka Magica, but Madoka Magica was only 12 episodes. They did 2 movies, so really not much at all got cut out.
Well, like 3 because there's a third one.
Well, there's a third one, but the third one is not a compilation.
Okay.
It's just the first 2. So like what needed to happen was you basically, if you wanted to make a movie, basically if you wanted to make it good, you had to throw everything out, start on writing a completely new script, and make a completely new movie out of that.
Yep.
You can't just you can't just cut out like practically the whole fucking thing. Like the vast majority of this movie is gone, or of the show is gone. So you don't have there's points. It's a mess. There's points in time where characters just like show up. Like there's like Marlene goes from being arrested, I guess, because she was looking at the Earth from a window or something. I don't know.
No. The point of that thing was she was looking at how do I put this? She was out of her cell while looking at the Earth. It was like she was. They basically put her under martial law, and she was out, I guess. That's really not good conveying there, but that's the most I can.
She goes from that. The next time you see, it's just they also said they got rid of her mech pilot license.
Yeah.
But then the next time you see, she's just suddenly in the middle of a fucking insect in the middle of a blue nest, piloting a mech. How did she get there? What? No. There is
be
no
fair,
being
wait.
fair.
To be
Okay,
fair,
how
they
did
did
she
say
get
that
there?
Oh, so that actually there's a one-liner there for that, and they said she had to go like re-education thing because hey, it's
Yeah,
a gulag apparently, and then she can go back to it. So
Yeah,
that
but
whole
when she
thing
was
got
going
skipped.
through her re-education, they did so poorly they took her fucking license away. And then
Well,
the last time you see that, they're arresting her, put her back in her fucking cell.
well,
There's
the
nothing
Sharp
in
bots or
between
something.
that.
I don't know.
That there is no excusing that. There just isn't. It is just bad. Okay, it's bad. It's confusing. It makes no fucking sense.
the other problem is it also ruins the series for you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and to the point, it's permanent. Because if you watch this, if you, I told this to RG a couple of times. We should have gone with the series instead of the movie, because of this issue. If you watch the compilation movies, it will ruin the anime. It will ruin the anime for you. For example, if I were to suggest you the Fist of the North Star compilation movie, it would actually ruin the series for you because it's a compilation movie too, which
Yeah.
which is not something I want to do, considering that series has like
I mean,
170 episodes.
oh
This
god.
seems like something that these compilation movies, they're basically never good ever, unless the series that they're filing is really short. But so it just seems like something you do if you wanted to like squeeze a few extra dollars out of a series by putting it in something.
Well, which
What
begs
what
the question whether or not it actually was Funimation who did the whole thing, not the original studio.
it was
So,
Funimation who had to deal with the
but
Well,
did
you
they
know, they
produce
slapped
that?
their fucking name on it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just, like produced the whole thing. Well, or
They were
forced the studio to do
clearly
so.
proud enough of it to slap their name.
Well, that's the Funimation. What do you expect? Like, is there anything new there? Not really.
the the other issue is the fact that, like I said, not only it ruins the experience, it also I mean, if you were to watch if you were to watch the series, would it change your mind about Blue Gender as a whole, or would
Well,
it
like
stick to
I watched like the first like 7 or 8 episodes, I think, right?
Mhm.
And it's like watching like something completely different. Um, because it's not going in fast forward. You actually do get to know the characters. You actually do get to sort of experience the world and get to know and like people. And things actually do more or less make sense.
That's what I did last night. I was actually watching the entire. Well, I watched the first 5 episodes like a week ago. Then the situation happened. Then, as of last night, I was watching at least the first 20 episodes I had to finish. And I have gotten more detail from the series than the compilation movie itself. Then today I ended up finishing the other 6 episodes, and to be to be honest with you, even the ending is a bit have
Yeah,
more sense in the
yeah.
series.
They changed the plot too. They had to
Mm.
change the plot because they didn't have the resolution in order to make the plot of the original make sense in an hour and a half. So the so the ending. I'm going to roughly split because I don't watch this. So the ending is it basically like Yuji throws out gene manipulation waves or something through the power of friendship and love,
Pheromones?
and the bugs just like go away for whatever reason. It's not really explained.
You know
And
what
then
it
they
is?
cuddle, and then the movie stops. That's it.
It's,
Yep.
Every plot line that was was set up, basically every one of them, not addressed. Does humanity survive? Do they recapture the planet from the bugs? Do they learn to live with the bugs? What happens to Yuji and Marlene? Do they just sit there and cuddle forever until they fucking die?
I don't
Yeah,
think,
like-
but she hopped on him pretty well. And that's.
I was gonna quickly say, guys, we're almost running out of time, so just gonna throw this in. Yeah, it's like they took 2/3 of the show, crammed it, right? They crammed it, and then the last third is just original writing, and it's not that good.
I mean,
let me see.
What happened there was not a machine, son.
Well, in this case, B cell happened.
Well, none of it.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold up.
it's
I need to say
good,
something, guys. Hey, yo, I need to say something before you guys continue, okay? Guess who directed Blue Gender, the Warrior?
Oh,
One of my favorite, unironically, I'm serious though because I like his other stuff. One of my favorite Japanese directors of all time, Koichi Ohara, MD Geist. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, that's who you want directing fucking show. Anyway, so
No. He's not directing the show. The show
well,
was
the
directed by
movie, whatever.
Masashi Abe. Yeah.
So, This
yeah, but
is
yeah,
the guy who
Koichi
directed
Ohara directed the movie.
Ikitosen.
No, this is
What? Oh, hold up. You know that you said you didn't like the Gundam compilation movie, right?
yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, so the Gundam movie Char's Counterattack, the design, one of the design people was Koichi Ohara.
Yeah, so he's responsible for another shitty compilation movie, and he's responsible for one of the worst anime I've ever seen.
I don't know if it is a compilation movie. Let me see.
The Gundam compilation movies. Yeah, there's like
no,
three
Char's
of them.
Counterattack is Char's Counterattack. I think was a movie that was a standalone movie. It happens after the show.
Okay.
It's like no, but I'm just saying like so that's one of the big things he was in. He helped design robots for Gunbuster. Angel Cop, he was the designer for the mechanical parts, and then let's see. Man, this guy's worked on a lot of stuff. I know he worked on Burst Angel. I watched that for a bit when I was younger, and then I got really bored of it. Yeah. So yeah, no, this guy, he's worked on a handful of movies, a couple shows. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, what am I forgetting to tell you guys? Because you remember, you specifically, Will, do you remember sometimes Yuji would, like, one or two scenes, he's freaking out, his eyes are shaking?
Yeah.
Geist, MD Geist. same friggin' same style of eye shaking.
Koichi Ohata not only was a director, the man is also a storyboard writer for a couple of series. His last one, redo of Healer. This dude worked on redo of Healer.
Yeah, the storyboard of it.
Yes.
So-
Mechanical design, definitely. He can definitely do decent mechanical design, but Ohata, when it comes to being a director, well, he's basically the Roger Corman of Japanese anime.
Hey, you take it back.
Oh,
So
Here's
I'm
one.
not I'm not done dunking. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
So back to like
On the
the
show or on the
ending,
director?
the show, right?
Oh, okay. Let me just put it this way. This is the guy, Koichi Ohara. This son
Ohata.
of a bitch directed Ikitosen, You're Under Arrest Full Throttle, Seiko Reloaded, and Mackenkie. And he also directed Burst Angels.
All right. Well, I'm
Like,
I'm
come
still
on.
not
He
done
also
dunking.
really quick.
All right.
Yeah, he
He's
also
a
he
good
directed
director.
only.
It's just
Once
the
guys,
stuff that he
I
had
need
to
to
deal
hey,
with
hold on,
this
Neko.
shit is
He
bad.
directed the only fully 3D like
I
it was like
know.
a gimmick film for Resident Evil. I think it was like one of those like you go to a ride or amusement park and like you put on glasses or something.
But
Yeah, sorry, go
he
ahead,
can
Will.
All right. Well,
he
I'm
absolutely
sure
can
he
direct.
directed a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
Anyway,
So it's not his fault. I'm just saying. It's
Eh,
just that the producer sucked.
I don't care whose fault it was. Okay. Um.
I will defend
Anyway,
his honor.
anyway, so there's something about like the genes of like the fucking blues and Yuji or whatever. And apparently it's explained in like a throwaway line somewhere like near the end of the film. And you know, it's one of those things. Just blink, fucking minute, and you just don't know what's happening. Blinked at one plot was moving fucking quick.
Yep.
And really, even if you do read the line, you don't have time to process everything because they're just throwing so much information at you. So by the time you get to by the time you get to the resolution, you have no idea what happened because it was so poorly explained, and you and there's just no time to process any of this information. They kiss, the bugs go away, nothing else matters. Who cares? Roll the fucking credits.
And nothing else matters.
I am. I
Here's the thing. I get you. I understand. I feel you. My issue with this film is that the stuff that they try to do is alternative ending, because if they just would have done the same thing, people would be like, wait, why is this in the thing? And also, it's only 20 minutes of the fucking ending, so they couldn't do much with that. The issue that I found with this film, not just that it's really, really like by the numbers, like, oh, we're gonna have this scene and they're gonna smash it. The explanation is not bad. They show you that. They don't tell you, but they show you stuff. The problem is that the pacing is all off with this.
there
They
is no
should've-
pacing.
That's what I'm saying. That's the issue. It's all off. Like, what they should have focused is, and if they would have done that properly, like they should have, make new scenes, patch stuff in, like do something with this thing. Do not just recut the same shit and just paste it.
But
Like,
like
this
the
is not. I'm sorry.
explanation.
This is not a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. This is like, you have to do something with that thing.
But the explanation that they show and not tell doesn't really tell you anything.
Well,
because
they showed us that he became that blue gender, which is what the film was all about. This concept
they
of,
show
like,
they show you
Gaia
a bunch of like
hypothesis.
blue nerves, like blood vessels,
Yeah,
or like
which is
white
blue as
blood
well.
cells.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the fuck that means.
Well, here's the thing. That film came out before 2011, so I'm just saying. But still, like, it's not good. But I'm not saying it's a horrible film. There is a way worse.
It is downright horrible. It is an absolute travesty, and it fucking destroyed whatever quality that the original actually had. It is bad, like bad.
Yeah, I got the all or nothing shit, huh?
Yeah, let's just go down to the ratings. Echo, you
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it 6. Again, pacing is off. Whatever the hell they have as a story is a joke. I like the ending, but you clearly have to watch the original show to understand what the hell's going on. The animation it's okay, but we clearly saw much better things. Like, I mean, even if as far as compilation films go, you can still have a much better film compilation with basically cuts the original TV show cut down to whatever length. With what is it, 2002? This is 2002 film, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
2002, and then Funimation released it to America in 2004.
Oh boy, that's really bad. Okay, let's do 2002. That at least
Mhm.
saves some points for me. Um, I don't think you should be watching this film unless you already familiar with the original show. By itself, shit is worthless. Let's be real. Uh,
Someone on YouTube actually uploaded the ending.
yeah,
It's
just watch the ending because the rest of the show, as far as I haven't watched the TV show, so I this is one of those things. It makes no sense. You can kind of scrape by the whole thing, but there's not enough scraping. It's just it's not even the bottom of the barrel. It's just like you're scraping the floor at that point. So
All right, Striker.
well, this ended up being more of a speed run than anything else. But first and foremost, friends don't let friends let you. Friends don't let friends let you watch the compilation movies before watching the series. That is a lesson for you. Sorry, RJ, but I have to dump on you, my man. Anyways, I
I own the
actually
DVD for this. I suggested it because it's from my personal collection.
wait.
RJ,
You have a DVD of the show and the film, or just the film?
Just the film.
Oh God, you poor soul.
dude.
I mean, you're
Did
not
you also
wrong.
have-
I had just started college when I purchased it, and I could not afford the entire DVD set for the show.
Okay,
Right,
so you
give,
also had toys
give Striker
that
the
were
floor.
drilled into the floor. Okay.
RJ, hold on. You'll get your turn, my brother. Okay. Okay, regarding blue gender, what thing comes to mind? What in the hell, or where in the hell is the gender part of blue gender? The blue part with the incest, yes, I can understand that. But in what area do I get the gender? I've been trying in the series. I've been trying in the show as well. I couldn't find shit.
Well, because here's the thing. He becomes the gender in this case means Gaia.
Man.
So it's the earth kind, essentially. And he
Ah.
becomes that earth kind. The problem is it doesn't explain shit. And here's the thing, people. I only watched the film. He watched the show and the film, and he still couldn't get it. So it tells you about what kind of show that thing is. Just saying.
All right,
Yeah,
Who couldn't get it? Wait, hold on. Who watched both and couldn't get it?
Striker. Please give Striker the floor. Let him finish.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Okay. Regarding the art style, okay, I'm gonna actually put some positives first. The art style, I like the fact they've been using watercolors for the background as well as the shading. I want I always appreciate stuff like that because well you don't really see artwork done like this anymore since the advent of digital in the early 2000s.
Is that film digital anyway? I'm sorry, Al.
No, it's actually cell.
Oh,
This
wow. Okay.
yeah, it's cell shading, man. This
Wow.
is 480p. Honest to God, cell
Can I
shading.
lower my rating now?
You'll get your turn. No, but seriously, I wish the bugs would have been better designed because I wanted to see if I wanted to see a movie that was slightly a bit inspired by Starship Troopers. I want some bugs that will scare the fuck out of me. I guess this movie is only scary if you are scared of bugs, but these bugs won't do shit. Okay, then there's the fact that Koichi Ohata, whenever he directs a movie, he smokes crack beforehand. I'm sorry, but you gotta lay down the pipe sooner or later, you know. But I'll be honest when I say that he is he does good mecha design. I'll give him that. But when it comes to directing movies, well, maybe Roger Corman is a little too far. But let's say any shitty director from the Asylum does a better job, and that's saying something.
God.
So what is my score for this absolute unit? Well, I'll be honest with you. Sooner or later, we'll have we are gonna cover the series, right? Sooner or later, like one of these days.
Yeah,
Maybe-
yeah. Like maybe like sometime next year. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's give the okay. Let's give. I gave it a chance as well. I actually liked the series a lot better than the movie, and that's something. The series is a 7 to me. It's a solid 7. It's good. Personally, I enjoyed it a lot more than the movie by comparison. That's saying something. This movie, it's mediocre. I'm sorry, but if you only the only reason this movie actually exists is because of the alternate ending, which should have been a 30-minute OVA instead. But that was 1 minute and 30 minutes I will never get back. Well, outside the slight changes, it's the same old shit. 6. It's a 6. Funny enough, IMDb gave this movie a lower score, and there's not even comments talking about this movie compared to the series when I was watching on 9 Anime, which is hilarious. Actually, it's like no one gave a shit about this movie
Because it sucks.
partly enough. RJ,
RJ.
now you can talk.
I just jumped in to talk every now and then to get clarifications on stuff. But I would give the show an 8, but movie 6.5, 7.
Is that it? You have
Dude,
Well,
on.
I actually do. I like the designs for the mechs. My favorite scenes were the combat scenes, especially the ones where the mechs are moving around at high speed. I mean, I pre-ordered Armored Core 6, so go figure. I like high speed mechs. I mean, yeah, that bit with the wheels, the design is nice. It's because in mech design, when you have something that's fast moving, and usually it's either jet powered or there's wheels. It's called like skating, almost like figure skating or rollerblading, and like when the mech wants to stop and fire at something, usually it hits the brakes, and as it turns around to aim, it opens fire, and like I really appreciated that design had the wheels because it makes it literally like rollerblading. But other than that, the bugs aren't that memorable. I also noticed that a lot of times, because of how scary praying mantises look in real life, both Western and Eastern media tend to overuse them in insect design. So I don't know if you remember, like the part where the human survivors are being slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
Like the bugs in that scene, a lot of them had the praying mantis pincers, including when they finally get to Baikonur. I think they got to Baikonur, and they're trying to escape, and friggin' the insect that kills the pilots, it's just friggin' like shoves a slicer, like like an arm blade into the pilot cabin, and it's just like. Like yeah, that's just terrifying and disgusting because I really don't like bugs. But at the same time, like it's not memorable. Like what I remember from Blue Gender's insect design is the beetles, the giant beetles from the show that also showed up at the beginning of the movie. The ones that were their weak spot is that little thing with the exposed part of their brain. Which is, by the way, if the point of these creatures is that they're the Earth's like antibodies against humanity, like, you know, if you know humanity is seen as a disease, why the fuck would the Earth give these things weak spots during their evolution? You know, like, hey, just in case you do want to kill them, there's a convenient spot right above their skull, top of their skull. I'm sorry, on their skull, right above their brain. You know, just shove something in there and they'll die. It's just like, what, you know? It's like, I mean, hey, I mean, like, that's like video game design 101, but realistically, if the planet is at war with the human species, why would it create, you know, a weak spot for its own weapons? So, other than that, they could have done a better job with, you know, like the latter half. But it's Koichi Ohara, and I'm gonna assume he was still like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I might go with what Neko said. Maybe he's a producer, because I watched his other stuff and it's like later on it's not that bad at all. Like like Burst Angels was fun when I was younger and watching it. But my point is, like, I mean, I wouldn't catch me dead watching Ikitosen, but like, he's not necessarily a bad director, but the latter half just ruins it for me. And I like the show and I like the movie. I mean, I bought the DVD of the movie. So yeah, I give it, like, I don't know. I'll
child.
I'll put, like, let's just say I'll give it. You know what? I'll give the movie, because I knew you guys are going to give it a terrible score. So I'll give it, like, what should I give it, like a 7 or a 6.6.5 or something? I can't decide. Let me, you know what? I'll toss a coin. Let me toss a coin. Heads, I'll do 7. Tails, I do 6.5. Okay. Flip, coin, Google. Wait, I got heads. Well, what did I say was heads?
Try again. Heads, you get to 7. Tails, you get to 6. Try that.
6.5 is what I. Yep. I got got heads again. 7. Yeah, I'll just give it a 7.
RJ.
So
Go on.
This movie, yeah, it's bad. Okay? It's just really fucking bad. All right, you're not going to like, this is not how you the show. These compilation movies basically never are. The entire concept of taking a series and just condensing it down an hour and a half, or they've done it with longer Gundams, made it like 3, and it still had a similar problem. It's just not a good way. If you want to watch this, go watch the don't watch this. Don't watch compilation. I give it it was downright atrocious.
So what you're actually saying is this show is less fun than Coloscopy. Okay.
Colonoscopy.
Oh, colonoscopy. I don't know. I've never had a colonoscopy. I imagine some of the drugs. I imagine some of the drugs that they give beforehand are a little bit more fun.
No, they just slip it out.
I do.
Yes, I would rather be. I would rather be an unconscious. Watch this.
Here's, before we close up this whole shit show, I found the
we need to
article
close up
on-
soon. We're already over.
I know.
over time.
I just give me a second. So when you Google blue gender, do not go to LGBTQIE plus Wiki because there's a blue gender there, and it's as a gender under color
God
gender
damn it,
umbrella
Neko.
connected
Yeah,
to blue
I got
color.
it. Yeah, okay, all right. So also, while you're at it, don't look up
But
blue waffles.
there is also teal gender, sky gender, and surigender.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna take you out of the call if you don't stop. Unironically.
Alright.
Yes.
All right. So, yeah.
It was gonna lead to a dumb joke about blue waffles, but yeah, go no. Do not look at blue waffles if you're watching this stream. It is
Oh,
it is
God,
not
no,
something pleasant.
please.
All right. So our score is 5.5. Mal is 6.2.
Oof. Mal, why are you eating shit? Come on.
Oh,
Be
you
better.
should, dude,
Well,
the IMDb score is 5.5.
Oh.
yeah. Well, review compilation sites are humanity's best effort to all come together to rate everything. Have a not.
what is this?
That's the bare minimum. Apparently, that's the bare minimum.
Wait, hold up. Where are you reading this off of?
Mal and IMDb.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's the pinned message right now.
All right. So, yeah, that was our podcast for the month. We're going to be skipping December because trying to schedule around the holidays is a huge pain.
Oh yeah, that's insane.
So we'll be back for January. So you all have a good night. We'll see you in January. Bye bye.
Wait, hold up. We're not
What?
doing anything for December.
No, we're not.
No, like, could you imagine?
We
I
skip
mean,
December
we can,
every
but yeah, like, you know.
No, that's fair. And we
I'm
kind of
gonna be
skipped.
too drunk
We
to
kind of
watch
merged
anything.
October and November into the same thing. So
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Festivus, Happy New Year, whatever.
Happy Thanksgiving. All
we'll
right.
see you guys